Okay, this is just kind of a recap, but I've got my cubby mounted with my lag bolts here, and then two more up on top that are going to be behind the doors. But what I've also got done here now is my board that will cover those lag bolts and hold my hooks. So they're going to mount on my board about something like that. I've determined this dimension here for the center of the holes to be 1 5/8 inches from this edge up to the center line. And what I also want to show you here is the back, and that is this being the top now. This edge, the square edge, is top. My recessed areas that I made so that when I put it up there, those bolts aren't going to interfere with my fit. I don't know if you can see this or not, but here are my layout lines for the hooks that I put on the back side. So this spacing is about 2.5 inches, and I say about because this spacing is exactly 5 inches. So from here to here is 5, and then so on down the line, and I do that 6 times. What I did was I split this difference at 2.5 plus, I think it's about 2 9/16 on each side. I just put it on each end to take up that difference. So my first hook will start on this end, and then I'll just go 5-inch spacing on down the line. And I want to show you, I want to drill these holes in the drill press because first of all, I want a nice straight hole, nice and clean. Secondly, I want nice equal spacing, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. And thirdly, I want a couple of these, possibly 3. I'm thinking the 2 outside holes and one of the inside hooks here will have also another through hole, through which, instead of using these standard screws that come with it, I want screws that are going to go all the way through this and then into my plywood back, which I made 3/4 of an inch just for this purpose, to take that long, probably another 1/2 inch longer or so to pull this tight to my back and hold it up for my coat hooks to mount to, and this won't come out. Now this is a nice tight fit to the back of my cubby there, but the screws are just, I'm going to need that holding power to make sure that it doesn't fall out of there. So I'm thinking three screws will be plenty. 2 would probably do the trick as well, but I'm going to put 3 in, and then just eliminate 3 of these. So let me take it down to the drill press and show you how I'm going to drill these holes, and then we'll get started here and get this baby done here today. Alright, I decided to use the top edge as my reference, and I've got that lined up. I don't even know what that dimension is. This is 1 5/8 inches from this edge. I measured my my hooks, and just eyeballing it here, it looks like it's about a 7/8 center from hole to hole. So for me, then that means 7/16 this way and 7/16 this way off of the center line will give me my 7/8 alignment. So I set up my stop block here on my fence. I'm going to put my ruler up against that stop block, and I'm going to hold it and push my workpiece over 7/16 of an inch. Right there. Okay, so that's my offset for the first hole. So if I did this correctly, this should come down right in the center of that hole. Yeah, and that's good. I had it a little too high, but that looks good to me right there. And that'll be my first hole. Let me just measure that. Yeah, that's good. 7/16 off the edge, off the center line here. So this is my new starting point. And what I want to do is I want to be able to go 5 inches in this way. I should be able to get 3 settings here. I've got to get my 1, 2, 3 blocks, but I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this alone. Let it sit. Move my stop block back, and then get my 1, 2, 3 blocks set up at 5 inches, and then we'll go from there. All right. So now that's my 5. There's my stop. Make sure I'm still on the point here. And I am. So what I can do now is flip my board over. Even though I'm measuring from this end, they're supposed to be symmetrical, and they will be. And then drill my first set of holes. 1, 2, this being my set, and this is what I'm calling my set. This hole, then the left side hole of each hook. Then reset up, get my my right side hole dimension, and then do. So let's bring this actual work piece up in here. Come back to start. And let's get busy here. Now I've got to take the time. I'm going to hold this, make sure it doesn't move. Actually, what I'm going to do is put a stop block on this end so I have something to push against. You can't see that, but that's what I'm doing. Get this set up right here. It's not going to go anywhere because I'm pushing against that. Come off of that. See what I'm doing there? Let me widen this out a little bit. There. Okay, you got no movement. So what you can see here is I got my new setup on this end, but down on that end I put a stop block as well to keep it from moving. So now I'll be able to drill 2 more holes, or no, 1 more hole. I take that back, and then I can set up on the other end for 3 holes coming from the other direction. So let me continue with this. decided to show this to you. I've positioned the second hook in its place. It looks good. But I put the screw in on this first hook. Did the same setup I did previously with the ruler here, but this time going 7/8 instead of 7/16, and it's right on the nuts, right down dead center. So I'm actually gonna leave that hook in place and drill this hole, and then first though I gotta get this out of the way. Hold this in place and get my stop block set up here. There. And then just do my 5-inch drilling. Moving my stop blocks each time here. Now, I'll be honest with you, in the old days, like when I was in my 20s and 30s, I'd just mount this board up and I'd just be using a hand drill and I'd be screwing them in there without even thinking about it. This just makes it a lot more accurate, and it's going to look a lot more aesthetically pleasing and professional looking that way. Bring this down. And now I'm just going to register off of this one from here on out. Don't need this one anymore. Alright, I'm going to get a little bit bigger drill bit, drill this outside hole as a through hole, this one, and this one out here that I drilled, so that my screw doesn't, it has that pulling power instead of threading into this piece. So let me do that, and we'll take it upstairs and we'll mount it where it belongs and see how it looks. Okay, got all my hooks mounted. They look terrific. The spacing is right on the money, and they're equally distant from the bottom, which is also really nice. I got my 3 long screws in here already set to go. And this thing's going to take just a little bit of a tap to get it to set like that. Push it up tight. And drive my screws in there. Start on this end here. I think I got that one screw wasn't all the way down. There we go. There we have it. So now we can come home and hang a jacket. Or a hat, just like that. That's going to be nice. Or, one jacket over the other if we got a lot of people coming, I guess. Terrific. So, that's the end of that saga, or for this part. I've got to do the doors, but I'm not going to bore you with that, I guess. 2 doors is no big deal. Get them mounted and be done with it. So today is September 22nd, 2014, and I'm going to get this video posted right away, so basically be a real-time setup for you to know where I'm at with this project. That looks terrific. I like it, and I think my wife will too. So thanks for watching, guys. Next project I got going on is my pool table set up downstairs. I want to build a light and build a pool cue rack. But I've got to put that on hold for a while. I've got some business things to take care of here in the next couple weeks. But once I get back in the shop, that's what you'll have to look forward to, I guess, coming from me. Thanks again.